Daily Bible reading, 2 Kings chapter 24. In his days, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon came up, and Jehoiakim became his vassal for 3 years. Then he turned and rebelled against him. The Lord let loose against him the raiding bands of the Chaldeans, Arameans, Moabites, and Ammonites. He let them loose against Judah to destroy it, in accordance with the word that the Lord had spoken through his servants the prophets. All this befell Judah at the command of the Lord, who banished them from his presence because of all the sins that Manasseh had committed, and also because of the blood of the innocent that he shed. For he filled Jerusalem with the blood of the innocent, and the Lord would not forgive. The other events of Jehoiakim's reign and all of his actions are recorded in the annals of the kings of Judah. Jehoiakim slept with his fathers, and his son Jehoiakim succeeded him as king. The king of Egypt did not venture out of his country again, for the king of Babylon had seized all the land that had belonged to the king of Egypt, from the Wadi of Egypt to the river Euphrates. Jehoiakim was 18 years old when he became king, and he reigned 3 months in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Nehushta, daughter of Elnathan of Jerusalem. He did what was displeasing to the Lord, just as his father had done. At that time, the troops of King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon marched against Jerusalem, and the city came under siege. King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon advanced against the city, while his troops were besieging it. Thereupon King Jehoiakim of Judah, along with his mother and his courtiers, commanders and officers, surrendered to the king of Babylon. The king of Babylon took him captive in the 8th year of his reign. He carried off from Jerusalem all the treasures of the house of the Lord and the treasures of the royal palace. He stripped off all the golden decorations in the temple of the Lord, which King Solomon of Israel had made, as the Lord had warned. He exiled all of Jerusalem, all the commanders and all the warriors, 10,000 exiles, as well as all the craftsmen and smiths. Only the poorest people in the land were left. He deported Jehoiakim to Babylon, and the king's wives and officers and the notables of the land were brought as exiles from Jerusalem to Babylon. All the able men, to the number of 7,000, all of them warriors trained for battle, and 1,000 craftsmen and smiths were brought to Babylon as exiles by the king of Babylon. And the king of Babylon appointed Mattaniah, Jehoiakim's uncle, king in his place, changing his name to Zedekiah. Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became king, and he reigned 11 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Hamutal, daughter of Jeremiah of Libnah. He did what was displeasing to the Lord, just as Jehoiakim had done. Indeed, Jerusalem and Judah were a cause of anger for the Lord, so that he cast them out of his presence.